Welcome back in, and wow, it's crazy to think we're already here, week 5 of the NFL, week 6 of college football. I mean, we're in October. I didn't even realize that, and that fully didn't get processed yesterday when we were on the show. I was like, man, it's already October. Absolutely crazy to think it's already October. Without any further ado, I think we need to waste any time. Don't need to delay at all. Today's gonna be very simple. We're gonna go over Pickem for NFL, go over all my bets for NFL football I got, and then we're going for some bets for college football. Without any further ado, like I said, let's just hop right in and go over to the Pickem board. As you can see for Pickem, hey, we're gaining some ground in the whatever you call it, the yearly. Man, I'll tell you what, dogs 11-5 last week on ATS. Man, I'm glad we don't pick spread, because if we pick spread, I would just have screwed it and start picking a bunch of dogs at this point. But overall for the season, as you can see, we're only 52 out of first place, which seems like it should be possible to get that. I don't know if Danny's going to hold that 20-point lead all season. Actually, as you can see from the weekly, we'll go to the group picks for the week. Your boy Danny helped us out a little bit because he was up by a lot. Obviously, he had a little bit better of a week than ended up, but I was able to gain 16 points on him in first place, which is awesome. We need to keep it up because, yeah, he is so far ahead of me. It's ridiculous. That's the big goal, is to get those 50 points. But some people, because like last year, Keith was a guy who finished top 3. My mother, who ended up in first this week, insane picking week for her. Yeah, my biggest issue is I need to quit losing big numbers. I wasn't mad at, the first few games, LA Rams, perfect loss. Pitt, perfect loss, point-wise. Philadelphia, perfect loss. Jets kind of didn't care because everyone lost points in that one. But Green Bay, 6 on them. The 6 didn't hurt too bad. I was like, whatever. Arizona, 7, that hurt a lot. Buffalo, 8. And, to lose 6, 7, 8, 9, tough. I'd rather lose a little bit of the lower numbers. But overall, like I said, not a horrible week at all. We finished 6 points out of first place. And the reason my mother... damn near. I'm trying to figure out what game it was. Maybe it's 10 on the Raiders. I think 10 on the Raiders might have been... Was that it? That might have been the separator. Her picking watching helped out well. Hey, we just got to be a little bit better. Not a bad week. I think overall we were, what was that? 36-28. Not horrible. It could be a bit better. So going into this week, we're going to try to fix it up a little bit. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Man, I think this is a 1-point spread game. Tampa Bay. Maybe I need to start doing that with Pickem, by the way. I might start just giving out the spreads now, so that way when I talk about the teams here, when it comes to betting in 15-ish minutes usually it takes. It's not too off. Man, that's crazy to see that many people in Minnesota, but I think I agree. I won't be mad if the Jets lose. This is a London game, so it's going to be a low pointer. Because, yeah, they're 2.5-point favorites down here, 1.5-point favorites in this game. Oh, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I lean Atlanta, but I don't know if I can do it, man. I might just go... This might be similar with Saints theory, or not Saints theory, but it might as well be Saints theory. The theory we did last week where it's like, all right, let's just go with the home team in this early matchup. Bucks are coming off... Honestly, we're going to stick with Atlanta. Bucks are coming off an amazing game, and now they're going to flip it quickly to Thursday. If they can keep stuff rolling, they're going to be a hard team to stop. My biggest thing is just the Falcons are coming in off a comeback win against the Saints where they looked not totally impressive, but a little bit better. I don't know, they slowly look better and better every game, but man, it's tough. I think I got to go. Big thing is I'm scared of Bijan being hurt a little bit. I think Atlanta's won both the last 2 games by 1 point, so this is going to be a close game regardless. I really can't think I'm looking at some last-minute stats for stuff as I'm trying to decide. I think we got to go Falcons. The Bucks played really well. I'm going to just pick the Falcons. I'm just going to stick with the Falcons. This is going to be a low pointer, so really I don't think it matters too much. Carolina, Chicago. I guess I said I was going to read spreads for this game. I'm pretty sure Chicago... 6-point favorites? I want to say 4, but that didn't feel right. 4.5-point favorites. Tough, but I got to take them. I don't think I can go. Carolina, Baltimore, Cincinnati. I am going to go Baltimore. Baltimore really impressed me last week, but this is very similar to this Atlanta game we just talked about where Baltimore's coming off such a good game that there might be a slight bit let down, but with how bad the Bengals have been, 2.5-point dogs are the Bengals. Ravens 2.5-point favorites on the road. This is kind of a hard week so far. Tough division game. I'm going to have to go Baltimore here. Let me actually... Baltimore. I gotta look at Baltimore's record real quick. Damn, so Baltimore won both these games last year. Baltimore after Cincinnati. So the way it looks is Baltimore or Cincinnati won both the games before. Maybe. So yeah, it was 2 for Cincy, then 2 for Baltimore. So I'm just gonna say Baltimore. I don't know. This is a tough one as well. I'm not gonna be shocked. So far, a lot of these games, Carolina's the only game I somewhat feel confident in, and Chicago winning. But past these, I would not be shocked if the other teams win. We are not putting any big points on this game at all. This is absolutely disgusting. This is a stay away from me betting wise as well. I think that's just a disgusting game. This game just feels so trappy. It feels like everyone's going to be on Washington. Everyone's going to take Washington, and Cleveland's finally going to show up and have a good game. But since Washington, I'm going to lay on them, or lay it on them. Wait, I don't even think that's the right wording either. Still, anyway, well, we're going to pick them. We'll just leave it at that. Colts, we're going to pick Colts over Jacksonville here. Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2018, but with how bad the Jags are, this is the Colts' best chance to win it. If they don't win this game here, then it's going to be another reevaluation for the Colts where it's like, oh, okay. But I think they should be able to handle the Jags. Jags are on an all-time slide right now. It's starting to get really, really bad. I think it's 12, 13 losses in a row going back to last season. Houston, Buffalo. You got to think Buffalo's going to bounce back here, but I'm going to go with the home team. I actually am going to go with the home team Houston. I'm going to maybe the Buffalo. I mean, because the biggest weakness Buffalo had was the middle of his defense. I mean, they got ran all over. If Joe Mixon is back, Joe Mixon could have a pretty big game for Houston. Houston's at home, too. I like for them to maybe just linger around just enough to... Yeah, overall, I think that... I was trying to process and think a little bit. I think Houston can win this game. It's going to be a really tough game, but I will not be shocked. Buffalo's defense is really scaring me, especially with how bad they played last game. I'm not going to overreact totally, but I'm going to put a small baby amount on Houston. Them at home. Denver, Vegas, I actually would take Denver here. Excuse me. Vegas has a lot of bad vibes going around them right now. They're trying to trade Vontae Adams as well. Max Crosby, I think, is back to practice this week potentially, but got to take them there. San Francisco, Arizona, yeah. That's almost a no question at this point, especially with how bad Arizona played last week. Green Bay and the Rams. I actually think this is I do think the Rams are going to give them a pretty close game here, but I'm going to take Green Bay. Seattle, New York, easy Seattle. Dallas, Pittsburgh. Man, the only issue that sucks is all Pittsburgh's running backs are hurt. Oh... I won't lie to you. I really do lean. I only have 2 technically underdogs according to Pickem, but I lean close with Dallas. We'll have to see. We'll go 17-21. Dallas will go 24. I'm actually going to do this as a 24-24. I know this is not a win, but I'm hoping for the tiebreaker. If it comes down to a second tiebreaker, I'm hoping score-wise, maybe I get lucky. We'll even do 23-24. I truly just... Actually, I guess we should do it the other way then, huh? But yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be one of them pick'em weeks where I either go like 14-2 or 2-14, it feels like. There are a lot of teams that's like, oh, brother, I don't feel confident putting big points on them at all. And I got to do it. We'll go New England, low score. I don't really... Oh. Yeah, we'll just go New England. I don't think it will really matter too much. Even Miami might be low score. Wow. Now here comes the fun part of... Oh, man. 16... Oh, I forgot there's buys, actually. Yes, we have 2 less games. Forgot about that, honestly. I think it's the... Titans, Eagles... Yes, 2 other teams as well I can't think of. Anyway, we need to probably focus more on the numbers. This is the part that I probably shouldn't be using my brain power and trying to remember who the bye teams are. Dude, I'm struggling. We're going to go Seattle against the Giants. I guess we'll make this my 13. 12, I guess. Washington, Cleveland, not that game. Not this game. Not this game. Not this game. Dude. I guess we'll go 10 here. I don't feel good about that really though. New England against Miami will go a 5. Actually, we'll bump it up a bit. Baltimore, Cincinnati will go a 3. Atlanta, Tampa Bay will go a... Actually, we'll go 4 in Atlanta. We'll switch this to a 5. We'll switch New England to a 6. I'll actually switch that to a 3. I think that. I'm okay with kind of that, I think, for right now. Colton, we're going to do... Oh, it's tough. Number-wise, I think the Chiefs should win this game. We'll go 12 there. We'll actually go 11. Because they've played a lot of close games. This feels like, of all the games for the Chiefs to lose, this feels like the game where they shouldn't lose it, no matter if it's a tight game, but it's a tight game and they find a way to lose it. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think they will, but makes me nervous. Houston will go a 1 on. Indy will go a... Dude, I don't want to... You know what? Why not? We'll do it. I feel horrible putting a 7 on them. I feel absolutely horrible. I just don't know where else to put this number right now. Denver, Las Vegas, we'll go. Actually, we'll do that as 7. Green Bay, Rams, we'll go 7 there. Actually, we'll go 8 here on Denver. Pittsburgh, Dallas. So we got 9 and a 12. Is there actually a game I feel a little bit more confident in? My goodness, dude. With how good Baltimore played, honestly. They're just on the road in division, dude. That's the toughest part. So, I mean, even if I do this, I don't think I'm going to get... I mean, Green Bay 8 on Green Bay on the road doesn't make me feel good. That one I don't feel bad about now. But now I basically got a 4. So we'll do a 4 here. I want to do a 7 there. And I don't want to do a 12 here. That's the biggest issue. So then I was trying to find a nice part between my 8 and my 9. So we might just bounce. I mean, dude, Miami's pretty putrid, but we might just do this. We'll bump everyone up 1 from here. So it gives us a 12. So I got this at a 10. Dude, this is disgusting. This is a hard week number wise. I guess this is what we got. I don't think I'm gonna tinker. I'm gonna try not to. I'm not gonna try to mess with it too much. I hopefully can leave it as it is, but dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel dusty as shit for some of these picks, especially number wise. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of these games, like, I'm not even confident in some of these games, man. Like Houston, Buffalo. I really don't know in that one. That's a tough one. I want to say Houston if they can get some run game going, but I've also seen Houston almost lose to Jacksonville. I've also seen Houston look horrible against Minnesota. I watched Houston look pretty good against the Colts. It's like I've seen all 3 phases in Buffalo. I've seen 3 different versions of them, it feels like. Man. Yeah, all right. This is my picks, I guess, for the week. I feel iffy. I feel good. The biggest thing that scares me is the numbers. Like, I have an 11 on Chicago. And the worst part, too, is, like, I should feel good about that. But, man, they're all... Honestly, I should feel pretty good about that, I feel like. Baltimore with an 8. That one I definitely don't feel too good about. New England with a 10. That's a 1 point... I might change. That might be one that changes. I cannot get myself around... We'll just bump everyone up 1. I don't... It's going to hurt, but I just can't... I just cannot get around having that many points on them. I just can't do it. So, yep, I think this is where we're going to leave it. This feels a little bit better. This is not group picks. There we go. As you can see, if you... Danny and my grandpa got a few picks going. Shout out my Kent's boy. Got a few... Rafiki. Just kidding, it's Rafi's and Bucks Just Renegades, working out a little bit. His boy Justin, shout out. I don't know why it took me so long to pull his name. I'm so enamored of saying Rafiki, even though it says Rafi's, that I just spaced the name. But yeah, so far, you got me, Danny, my grandpa, and that boy Justin, Renegades, that all got their picks in. Like I said, number-wise, pick-wise, feel okay. Okay, now I think it's time for us to head on back to the gridiron and go over some NFL bets. So now, I definitely read the spread for like half the games. I quit reading it halfway through. You gotta love it. Thursday night-wise, since I gotta pick a side, I really don't want to, but I feel like I gotta pick a side to give out bets and everything. I'll bet Falcons minus 1.5. It should have won. It did win last week. If you bet the 1.5 with me, it won last week. You got it at 2. You pushed 2.5. we got burned a little bit. It really, really sucks. Touchdown-wise, I'm interested in Mike Evans at plus 140. Our boy Mevins at plus 140. I don't mind Bijan or Algier. I would pick whichever running back's going to end up starting. I'm going to give out either Bijan minus 125, assuming he plays. If he doesn't play, Tyler Algier plus 195 might not be a bad option. I look for this to be a pretty close game. I think it's going to come down probably very similar to the Saints game where it ended up being back and forth, and all of a sudden you look at the third quarter, it's like, Bucks are up 3. Now it's fourth quarter, Bucks are up 3. Now now it's a tied game. Falcons have a chance to kick game-winning field goal, or vice versa, where Falcons drop a lot of the game, Bucks just linger, and then they come back. You usually get two versions of Baker. We get a version that's really, really good, or we get a version that, it's a struggle to watch sometimes, but I don't think I have any. There's a few NBA jams I've kept track of. I think there might be way more than I'm missing. There's nothing in this game. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Thought so. So yeah, I think I'm on Falcons minus 1.5. Mike Evans anytime touchdown scorer, and Bijan Robinson anytime touchdown scorer. Mike Evans receiving yards is only at 60. I just want to quick check this because I might take that. I'll admit, this is one of the few games where the player props are actually up, so that's why I haven't checked them. Because usually the player props don't drop for most of these NFL games, I don't think, till like Thursday, Friday. So, I'll admit, I totally just spaced some of the props. Oh, Mike Evans is hurt. Upgraded to limited at practice. So, assuming that he plays, I am going to bet on Mike. If he doesn't play, I won't. 8 receptions for 94 last week. Other than that, though, it looks like take is over. I like Mike Evans receiving over as well. Over 59 over 59.5 yards. Trying to type, right, and do that at the same time. A little bit hard, but yeah, Mike Evans, on the weeks he scored a touchdown, he's hit that over, so that's what we'll take as well. I don't mind Godwin as well if you want to replace Godwin. Godwin has almost 10 more receptions than Mike Evans and almost 110 more yards than him, and the same amount of touchdowns. So Chris Godwin seems to be just getting just as open. We're talking 8 for 83, 7 for 117, 6 for 53, 6 for 69. So let me see receiving props real quick. We'll look at total receptions. Chris Godwin is at 6.5. I don't mind him at 5.5 if you want to drop it a little bit, or put it in a parlay if you're going to. I might have to think about that for my nasty boy. So, like I said, reception-wise, I don't mind Godwin over 65.5. I don't know if I'll take it. But I am taking Mike Evans anytime. Mike Evans over 59.5 and Falcons over 1.5 spread. We got a Sunday London game. We got the New York Jets taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings 2.5-point favorites. Just to have some action on it, I think I am going to take Vikes minus 2.5. I'm going to write it down, but I'm writing it down in red. Not fully sold. I might stay away from a London game, but same time, Vikings have looked so good that it would be my luck. I finally bet on them, and they don't score. They don't do good. Aaron Jones minus 105. Justin Jefferson plus 100. Man, I don't know who I'd pick. I'd probably lean Aaron Jones on the ground for the Jets. With how bad their offense looked last week, I know there's weather. Has me a little bit scared. Al Lazard at plus 290 probably isn't bad. Aaron does target him a good amount. They don't even have any receiving props up, do they? Nope. I was about to say, I'm curious what his receiving props are. That might be something I look to play. But touchdown-wise, I might stay away. Aaron Jones didn't score last week, so I'm going to take him to make up for it this week. That's the only guy for sure I'm taking. Aaron Jones is minus 105 to score. I'm literally just taking this as a makeup for last week. It's like, he didn't score last week against his former team. So it makes sense that he'll get in the end zone this week. I know that logic makes basically 0 sense. It sounds unlogical at all, but I just feel like that's how it's going to be. They were overemphasizing it last game. It feels like he got bottled up a little bit, especially in the red zone. I look for him just to basically get better chances. Also didn't help that when they got in the red zone, he did get stuffed, but there's also some touchdowns they scored from far away. But Aaron Jones minus 105 is my only bet I think he got in this game. I'm looking at Vikes minus 2.5, but it is just hella at minus 120. If that moves to 3, I'm just completely off this game, and I'll just watch it as a fan. Ravens are 2.5-point favorites over the Bengals. There's no props out for this game, of course, but I'm going to be looking at Derrick Henry. potentially to score in this game. Mark Andrews has been horrible. I'm hoping if his reception total's at like 1, 2.5, I'm probably going to bet that over. I look for him to get about 3 this game. I wouldn't even be shocked if Mark Andrews score. There's been so much talk about him that it's almost one of those situations where, like, when everyone panics about somebody, that's when they usually go off. But if I had to pick somebody to score, it's between Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. Don't know who. I think one of those two guys will have a bigger game. I just can't put my name on who. And like I said, I don't have any yardage or props or anything to look at that. So I just basically have to play it by ear. But if I do have to pick a side, I'd probably pick Ravens minus 2.5. I have nothing bet in this game. I'm going to stay away. This is completely live betting game for me. And like I said, I'm interested in Zay Flower or Mark Andrews' reception total overs or their yardage over. But since that's out and I can't see it, I don't know what they got it at. It kind of sucks. Because I'm going to even see if it's open in this other book, but I doubt it. That's the only part that kind of sucks about this now moving to Wednesdays instead of Thursdays is most of these props were open Thursday. But now that I'm doing the show on Wednesday, I only get touchdown props most of the time. We were just talking, man, these games aren't even in order. Oh, so they do have some receiving props up in this other book. Okay, maybe we'll just use this. Oh, never mind. They literally have only Derrick Henry's receiving stats up. So yeah, okay, obviously they're doing some props. So we'll come back to that. Bears, 4.5-point favorites over the Panthers. I'm probably going to take Roschon Johnson to score in this game again. There's no odds up, so I'm assuming it's going to be around. I'm assuming it's going to be around what it was last week, around plus 210. He is officially taken over as their goal line back, it looks like. I'm not going to say officially, obviously, because I'm not in that room or anything. But I look for Roschon Johnson to be able to score. He seems like he's going to be the goal line guy. DeAndre Swift actually looked pretty decent last week as well, but no matter what they got in there, he was the guy to get it. And until Caleb Williams becomes a bit more of a consistent passer, I don't think I want to take anybody over there. Panthers-wise, I might take Deontay, but like I said, no odds are up. But I look for, Cole Kmet or Roschon Johnson for the Bears. For the Panthers, I'll probably go Deontay Johnson or I don't even know. We'll have to look for Panthers. That's a team that's probably not going to bet on if I don't need to. Dolphins, 1.5-point dogs to the Patriots. I might bet Ramondre to score, but other than that, I'm just completely staying away from this game. Disgusting. I did, by the way. I know this is supposed to be a betting section, not fantasy football, but side note, I did just trade in my league. I traded away Brian Robinson, who's the Commanders running back, and Cortland Sutton. Just traded both of them away for Achan. Sorry, I have to make sure I even said it right now. I messed myself up. Traded away Cortland Sutton and Brian Robinson for Devon Achan and Zay Flowers. So I might bet Devon Achan to score just because out of curiosity. I'm curious to see how he'll do. But until Tua comes back, I'm curious to see how this Dolphins offense is going to look. They look pretty bad these last few weeks. You got to think that maybe they would look better or they can change up the game plan to look a little bit better. But man, it's been just bad play. It's been bad play on the quarterback. Skylar Thompson didn't look too great. Tyler Huntley didn't look too great. So it's like, is it the head coach at this point? I don't know. But like I said, I mentioned that fancy trade because I am excited about the prospects of both Zay Flowers and Devon Achan. I feel like those are two guys that just for whatever reason haven't got started yet this year. We're already a month in. I know for Achan he's had 2 really good games and 2 has been out. It's been 2 horrible games. But Zay Flowers, that's another weird one. But those are 2 guys I'm excited for this weekend. I'm coming back to this game, though. Like I said, stay away from me, probably. I might take Ramondre and Devon Achan to score both, but past that, I don't want anything to do with this game. Texans-Bills. Texans are 1.5-point dogs at home. I am going to take the Texans minus 104 on the money line. Take the points. Especially if this goes to, it's looking like it's going to go back the other way, but if it comes Texans minus 1.5, for sure going to take the money line, but if I give it out, I'm going to give out the 1.5 to always take the points, but I'm going to be on the money line. I think Texans have a really good chance to win this game. Bills, wouldn't be too shocked to watch them drop to 0-2 or drop 2 games in a row real quick. I feel like it's going to be a close battle regardless. It's just a matter of, the biggest thing is Joe Mixon. If the Texans get Joe Mixon back, I feel really good in the Texans. If they don't get him back, it might be a bit of a problem. I mean, Buffalo they have the Texans now. They're coming out with a tough 3-game stretch. They just played the Ravens. They're about to play the Texans. And then they play the Jets right after, and then it's Titans, Seahawks, Dolphins, Colts, Chiefs before the bye. So I could potentially see the Bills slipping up here, maybe. Mainly just because they're so thin on defense. If the Texans offense can get rolling, I love the Texans here. If the Texans come out to a super slow start, I'm going to want nothing to do with this game. And that's what it's pretty much going to come down to for me. Like I said, I like Joe Mixon to score if he can. I can't believe they have no touchdown props up. This is probably the latest that they haven't. I like Joe Mixon to score, but like I said, another game where they have no props up at all. So I got nothing official I can tell you prop-wise. So without official number, that's where I'm leaning. Colts 2.5-point dogs against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's getting bet up a lot, which makes sense. So I'm going to take Colts. It's plus 2.5 now. I'm going to say Colts plus 3 because I'm just assuming what the line's going to. If it's 2.5, I'll leave it there. I'm going to be on Colts money line as well. Jonathan Taylor might not play in this game, so that's something to be scared about. I'm going to look at, for me, all the props on this game, I'm taking no props right now. They all depend on who's playing for the Colts. If it's Anthony Richardson, I'm going to be looking more towards probably Trey Sermon to score, assuming Jonathan Taylor's out. If Jonathan Taylor plays, I'm going to be taking Jonathan Taylor to score. If Joe Flacco, if Joe Flacco's in, I'm probably going to take Adonai Mitchell and Josh Downs to score, as well as maybe Trey Sermon or / Jonathan Taylor. Like, if Joe Flacco's in, I'm in on a lot more receiving props. Like, I'll take Josh Downs receiving over, reception over, maybe even Pittman's. Like, there's a lot more. I think you get the point. Quarterback play for me. When it comes to this game, it's huge on the prop play. Regardless, I think the Colts win this game. But if Anthony Richardson in, the running game opens up a lot more. If Joe Flacco's in there, the pass game opens up a lot more. I think the Jags are going to lose this game as well. I just don't think why. What are people? I mean, they should have beat the Texans last. This is another game. Third game this year they've played out of the 4 or 5 where it's like, oh, they should have won that game and they blew it. So far, if you look down the schedule, Jaguars up against the Dolphins, should have won that game, blew it. Browns, they had a chance to win that game, just didn't come back and win it. Absolutely boat race by the Bills, there's 41-10. Have another game where they're against they're against the Texans, beating the Texans on the road, beating them. Have a chance to win, blow it late with a late touchdown they give up. I think I've said enough. I just don't have any faith in the Jags at this point. They play the Colts, Bears, Patriots, Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions before their Week 12 bye. Yeah, until they win a game, like I said, I'm going to fade them. I said this for Carolina, and they won immediately the next week, and Andy Dalton looked pretty impressive. And it's like, oh, okay, this is another similar situation where I've already faded the Jags at this point a lot this season. Only week I bet on them so far is on the Browns. I bet them plus 500 in the money line, and they broke my heart. So yeah, I don't want anything to do with the Jags. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think the Colts have a really good shot to win this. I think that this is a game where the Colts need to win this. The Colts haven't won in Jacksonville in how long? Hey Siri, when was the last time the Indianapolis Colts won in Jacksonville? I'm pretty sure it's 2018, but I want to check. Jesus. Okay. Sorry, I want to make sure I have the stat right. I'm pretty sure it's in. I mean, like I said, it's when Jesus turned water into wine, but I am not like last time Colts won in Jacksonville. 2014? Are you fucking serious? There's no way that's real. There's no way. I'm dumbfounded. Colts in Jacksonville, so let's see. So Colts, holy shit. Oh my god. They haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014 when they won 44-17. You got 16-51 loss, 30-27 loss, 30-10, 6-0, 38-20, 27-20. Yeah. Oh my god. I almost don't want to bet Colts anymore. Give me Colts money line. Holy shit. Man, wow. That is insane. 2014. Oh my. Dude, that's insane to think about. That's like my freshman year of high school. It's been 10 years. I was 14 turning 15 the last time the Colts beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Wow. Wow. All right. Give me Colt. Like I said, I like Colts money line. Like I said, all the props just depend on who's playing. Trap line of the week. Commanders -3 over the Browns. Everyone's on the Commanders. Everyone, even my mama's on the Commanders. Actually, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what she has in this game, but I'm going to stay away just for the fact I'm very nervous. This is a live betting game for me. I'm probably going to take, at least from the straight wise, I'm probably going to take, Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson might be a good combo to take on the ground. One of those two for sure will score, and hopefully it's the one that's plus money, so it works out. But those are my leans there. Cleveland, I'm going to probably take Cooper to score. I like Amari Cooper to score, so we'll do Amari Coop to score. Like I said, there's no odds up right now, so I'm just kind of giving out guys based on numbers I don't know. Cooper, I like him to score. I like Jaden Daniels, and I like Brian Robinson? Ryan Robb. I might do Scary Terry because Terry is on a 2-game scoring streak, and he might make that an NBA Jam, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. By the way, 2 of the guys I actually planned on talking about are on NBA Jams are David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. But since they're on a bye, we'll have to save that for next week. But yeah, Montgomery's on a touchdown rushing streak. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jesus. He's on a 50-yard rushing streak. Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. Imagine that. Just one of those cameras. It's Jahmyr Gibbs, Alabama. Arizona Cardinals, 7.5-point dogs, 49ers. I got nothing in this game. Since there's no props to look up, I'm just going to stay away. I lean the 49ers by 7.5. Think they could just win this by 10. But in division games, so it makes me nervous. I will give out the spread, though. Why not? I hope this drops. It seems like it's in the direction of dropping. I like it a lot better at -7. I might even do that, honestly. They have -7.5 and -105. So if you look at the 49ers -7, or -6.5 is -132. I don't even mind that at all. I'd almost rather lay the juice at 132 than take -7.5 and 105, even though I think they're going to win by 10. Yeah. One of those weird division games where the 49ers should win by 10, absolutely blow them out. Shouldn't have to think about this game, but especially with how bad the Cardinals played last week. But it seems weird. If the Cardinals are dogs, they play amazing. You put them as favorites, all of a sudden it's like, what the hell is this team doing, man? So that does it for that game. Broncos-Raiders. Broncos -1.5-point favorites over the Raiders. Oh, man. You want to talk about disgusting and nasty game. Yeah, I'm not going to take anybody to score in this game. This is a live betting game. Alexander Madison maybe as a Raiders guy, but the Broncos defense has been playing so well that I almost don't want to take anybody. Broncos-wise, with Bo Nix at quarterback, it's hard for them to score, so I might even just take him to score as a quarterback. Maybe he rushes one in. Cortland Sutton was caught their only touchdown pass they threw last week, so that is tempting to look back to him. If anybody's going to score at receiver, it might be Sutton, so I'm going to I think Sutton and Bo Nix are going to get a decent rap, so I do like Sutton anytime TD, so I'll take Sutton TD. Bo Nix, TD. I shouldn't bet on this game at all, but I'll probably take Broncos. I'm going to write it in red. Broncos. And if anything, I'll probably take money line, add some juice, but disgusting ass game. I'm staying away from that. Rams 3-point favorites over the Packers 3-point favorites over the Rams at home. This feels like a game to maybe take Rams +3 as well, but I'm gonna I'll write it in red. Rams +3. I don't think I'm gonna stick to it. I do like potentially Kyron Williams score if anybody's gonna score for them. I don't mind Kyron. The Packers got thrown all over pretty much. It felt like. So if I was gonna pick a wide receiver, I think Jordan Whittington was a guy. I'm tired of taking Tutu Atwell. I know it literally is me just picking a wide receiver. I'm trying to think of wide receivers who get a lot of receptions from them. I don't mind Whittington at all. I'm probably going to take Jordan Whittington to score for the Rams. For the Packers, I'm going to take Dontavian Wicks, and we're going to take Jacobs to score. So if I had to pick a side, I might take the Rams +3 just because it's 3 points. But I am going to take Kyron Williams to score. Whittington, I can't think of his first. Is it Jordan Whittington? Dontavian Wicks and Josh Jacobs all to score. I'm going to look up this dude's name first real quick, though. I don't want to just keep saying the wrong name. Where is our boy at? It is Jordan Whittington. All right, shout out your boy. Actually knowing people's names. So that moves us on to, we're still at the Sunday 4:25 slate. Never mind, we have one more game. Giants 6.5-point dogs to the Seahawks. I do lean Seahawks minus 6.5. Feels like a lot of points, but the Seahawks have been. It really just comes down to can their defense get stops. I do like this, assuming their defense can get stops, which obviously makes sense. If the defense gets stops, you're going to win the game by a lot. But, I mean, if you looked at what they did against the Lions, like, they did not get any key stops from them. They got, I would say, one out of potentially, like 3 key stops that needed them to get. Where it's like, all right, you need to get a stop here for it to matter. And then they don't get it. They only were able to get a stop when it mattered, I thought, like once. I don't know if that was just a Lions thing or what, but going from an explosive Lion offense to now a Giants offense that might be missing Malik Neighbors, I do like the Seahawks' chances to bounce back here and win this game by about 10. So for that to be only 6.5, I do like that a lot. I'm going to take the Kenneth Walker to score. He scored 3 times last week. I think they're going to put an emphasis on that. And I'm going to pick DK to score. He got tackled at the 1. That's just simply the reason I'm going to pick him. JSN, I might take his receptions over. We're going to take some over of JSN's potentially. Him and Gino had a really good connection. I was very interested to see how that grows. And then Giants-wise, we'll see if Malik Neighbors plays. I might take him to score just because he's really fun to root for. Takes us to Sunday Night Football. We got the Steelers minus 1.5 over them Cowboys. Hold up. I am not on them, boys. I am on the Steelers. I'm going to take Steelers minus 1.5. This is simply for the fact that I'm going to trust Tomlin a little bit here. I'm going to assume they're going to figure out some stuff in the run game, especially with Justin Fields in the run game that could really mess Dallas up. If they don't do that, oh boy. Fields scored twice last week. Feels like they're going to get a running back in potentially, so I'm going to take Najee anytime. Feel free to replace Najee with Cordero, assuming Cordero Patterson's not super hurt. I can't remember what exactly they said time-wise for his injury. But I like Najee or Patterson. I'm going to take one of the running backs. Justin Fields probably wouldn't be a bad play either. Then wide receiver-wise for the Cowboys, that's probably where I lean there. I think Rico Dowdle, I think all the running backs are going to get stuffed up in the run game. So I might take Turd Ferguson. Give me actually Jake Ferguson. I like Jake Ferguson to score a touchdown this week for the Cowboys. I feel like CeeDee Lamb's going to get a lot of looking at, so you can look at names like Jake Ferguson, Kavontae Turpin, Jalen Tolbert, names like that. I mean, you look at some of these other guys, they might. I mean, CD obviously has a chance to score, but I would avoid running backs, and I would look wide receiver tight ends potentially for this game, especially for the Cowboys side. I think the Steelers defense is going to be pretty stout, so I think if they're going to get in, it's going to be by potentially throwing it or Dak Prescott sneaking it in. That leaves us with the last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Feel free to check out my article at Stare Down Sports. I'm going to definitely have an article out for this game. 5.5 points. I can't take the Chiefs, man. But it's the Saints, right? I'm going to write down the Chiefs in red. Chiefs are in red. I don't know who's going to score for them. We need to figure out this offense. I lean Kareem Hunt if I'm going to take anybody. But at the same time, Kelsey hasn't scored yet this year. Feels like he's due. They have a lot of wide receiver options that can score. Too many variables for me. I'm going to stay away from anything else in this game. So, officially, to give out all of my NFL bets, I do think the Chiefs win this regardless. I'm just scared to bet it. I still probably will, though. We're looking at Falcons minus 1.5. Mike Evans anytime touchdown. Mike Evans over 59.5 receiving. Chris Godwin over 5.5 receptions. Chris Godwin over 6 receptions. 6.5. I like it. I'll probably take it. It's plus money, but it makes me nervous. Vikings minus 2.5. Maybe. Aaron Jones anytime touchdown. I'm for sure taking. Roshan Johnson anytime touchdown. We like in that game. I'm going to take Texans money line. If Joe Mixon plays, love him anytime touchdown. Colts. I'm going to take them. Colts plus 2.5. But sorry, they haven't won. I wanted to write this down. They haven't won since 2014 in Jacksonville. Long time. Mari Cooper, I like him to score in that game against the Commanders. I like Jaden Daniels, Brian Robinson to score as well. Might lean. I'm going to watch Terry McLaurin live to see what's up with him. Like 49ers minus 7. Minus 6.5, minus 7. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to take the minus 7.5. I think I like the Broncos. That's written in red. I don't know for sure. No touchdown scores there. I for sure like. I like Kyron Williams to score, Jordan Whittington, Dontavian Wicks, and Josh Jacobs. Those are 4 guys I'm looking to score in that game. Seahawks minus 6.5 with Kenneth Walker or DK to score. And then I like Steelers minus 1.5 with Najee Harris anytime or Cordero Patterson. And I like Jake Ferguson anytime touchdown. So now that leaves us to go over college. I do have a Friday night game, Syracuse plus 6.5. Let's get it out of the way real quick. All that we have left, by the way, is college. So I'm going to give out all my college plays. And then I'll probably do it for today. Like I said, feel free to check out Stay On Sports for my articles this weekend on these games. I'll post an article tomorrow for the Thursday night game. Have one posted Friday for the college football games. Have one Saturday for the Sunday games. And hopefully this week I get my Sunday one out on Sunday for the Monday night games. If not, Monday night games will be on Monday. But yeah, moving forward, we like Syracuse plus 6.5 against UNLV. I think the Syracuse, Kyle McCord, when he plays good, can play good, has moments, but we'll have to see if he can play good on the road at UNLV. I'm still maybe this is a big thing for me. I might be still mesmerized by the Georgia Tech game. Mesmerized by that Georgia Tech game. Could not be, but I do like the 6.5 points, especially because it's a 3-1 versus 4-0 team. Two very good, similar teams. I like Syracuse just a bit more. It's the fact they're 6.5 point dogs. Really like that there. This one scares me a lot. SMU plus 7.5. This one, I'll admit, nervous for the fact that Louisville didn't play the best against Notre Dame, could play a little bit better this game. I'm also curious I wonder if there's a bit more of a letdown now after the Notre Dame game. Like there's a toll, basically. Like there's a toll for playing Notre Dame, so they're going to be a little bit beat up. But that's just to get some noon action on Saturday. We got SMU plus 7.5. But like I said, really, really nervous about this one. Not the most confident. Another one I thought we're going to take a dog here. Missouri plus 2.5. I was shocked to see them as dogs. I understand that they haven't been playing the best this year, but man, I don't know if they should be dogs, though, especially at Texas A&M. Texas A&M has not won me over by any means. I know the other quarterback might be a slight bit better than Wayman, but I'm not sold regardless, so I'm going to take Mizzou here plus 2.5. I love getting points. Love that I can get plus money on them. Ole Miss 9.5 against South Carolina. I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Keeping an eye on that Ohio State minus 19.5. For sure, keep an eye on Boise State because of, man, how good they've been playing. Baylor plus 11.5 is tempting just because they're that big of dogs against Iowa State. But I don't think I can do it. I'm going to write Baylor in red just because it's Big 12, too. That's the big reason. We're going to write Baylor plus 11.5 in red. This is going to be a game I keep my eye on. We'll probably end up not betting. Michigan, 2.5 point dogs to Washington. In Washington, that's going to be interesting. Okay. So that's some of the prime time or like main event games if you want to do that. So now looking back at some of these other college games. Jacksonville State going back to Friday, minus 16.5. Team I'm going to keep an eye on. Kennesaw is horrible, but Jacksonville State is 1-3 this year. You can't do it. As my boy Rowan loves to say, I don't know if I can actually take them. Navy. We're going to go Navy here. Write this one in red. Makes me nervous, but they've been playing really, really good this year. Navy is 10-point favorites over Air Force. Very beyond nervous. I might take Navy here. Over's 35.5. I lean the over. Navy might be able to hit this over by themselves even. They have hit that. They've scored 41, 56, 38, and 49 points this year. Give me the over, 35.5. I like this game going over that because, yeah, Navy, like I said, Navy can get this themselves. If we get 1 or 2 touchdowns on the Air Force and make it competitive, that'll be a nice hedge opportunity. Take Navy minus 10, and you take the over. Nice hedge opportunity because if Air Force scores a lot, then, all right, there's a good chance that this over is hitting. If not, then, hey, good chance Navy's going to cover the 10 points. Purdue, 14-point dogs in Wisconsin. Purdue's just putrid. I don't think I can even take Purdue. I lean Purdue slightly. They made it a game against Nebraska and kept it pretty close, but man, you can't do it. Like I said, this is another one I'll write in red, but this might be basically, what do you call it? Almost a fan bet, where it's like, I'm kind of a fan of Purdue. I live by them. Let me bet them. Boston College. Thomas Castellanos is playing. I for sure like him. I don't know if they came out and said yet if he's playing or not, but okay, so assuming he's practicing, I'm going to take Boston College. They are even money, plus 1 point dogs against Virginia. I don't know. Virginia's been really good this year. That's the only thing, is there is a lot of money on Virginia as well. Virginia's been playing really, really well this year. Really, really talented football team. Based on who they've played. I mean, they beat they lost to Maryland. Beat Coastal Carolina. I forgot about that loss to Maryland, honestly. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm overvaluing Virginia a bit. Give me Boston College, man. I'm going to take Boston College money line. I like them to win this game outright. I think I did overvalue Virginia a little bit on my burn through. This is one. The Wagon has won 4-0 for us. I'm pretty sure they've covered all 4 games as well. Let me double check. Covered. Yes, sir. For the 4th time in a row, they're going to do it. Army minus 12.5 point favorites over Tulsa. Army's just a wagon right now. They continue to roll. This over-under's at 50.5, and Army's 14-point favorite. So you're looking at, what, 36? Maybe am I doing my math right? This is last week. We did this shit last week where it's like 36 to 20-ish about. Obviously 34-20, about that score is what you're looking at. So, yeah. So that's where you're kind of looking at score. I had to do my math real quick. Like, wait, am I off by 10? Man, tell you what, there's a reason I got into sports. I'm not a math teacher. But yeah, Army minus 12.5. I do like the way they've been playing this year. They're a really, really solid team. So I'm going to take, if they keep covering, I'm going to keep taking them. I look to bet a lot of Army games this year, especially with, they are a lot better. They are, like, actually passing the ball. They're fairly talented. I mean, their quarterback on this year, usually it's 12 of 24. That's it. I thought he threw a little bit more than that. And then 3 for 6, 1 for 4, 6 for 9, 2 for 5. I mean, 50, 100, 40, 30. And I mean, they haven't needed to pass in a lot of these games. Maybe Navy is the team I'm thinking of that passes a bit more. Regardless, I mean, their running back, they got receiver 5 for 124. Running back wise, I mean, they running the fuck out of the ball. Let's just be honest. Army minus 12.5. I think they can handle Tulsa. That should be doable. Now, I will admit, this is one of my scariest bets. But if you know me, and you know from last year, that boy Signetti, I love that man. Give me the IU to cover the 14, win by over 2 touchdowns against Northwestern. Ever since Northwestern lost their quarterback, not the most talented team in the world. They had a really close game. Well, they beat Eastern Illinois, they beat Miami of Ohio, and then they lost a close game to Duke, which they probably should have won. And then they lost against Washington. I'm going to be very nervous. Oh, what the hell? Is this guy, barely involved in the passing game this season? Oh, okay, never mind then. Oh, Indiana's losing one of their receivers. So that was really interesting. But yeah, I still like Indiana to cover. Their defense, they haven't been tested in the trenches yet. This is going to be one of their first tests. I mean, offensively as well. They haven't been tested fully in the trenches. This is going to be one of the first real tests they got. And I'm looking for Indiana to maybe pass with flying colors. So we're going to take the spread. Rutgers against Nebraska. We're going to take Rutgers plus 7.5. Another team that has done me really well this year. I think the number's at 7 even now. I just like for Rutgers to keep it close. I don't know if they're going to win this, but I see this being like 27-20. I see this being about a touchdown game, so as long as if that's the case, give me the team with the touchdown. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. We're talking probably, like I said, like 17. I don't think it's going to be that low. Maybe like 20-17, 21-20, something like that. And I like for Rutgers to keep it close. San Jose, 6.5 point favorites at home over Nevada. Slight bit nervous about this, but San Jose coming off a bye. They've been pretty impressive for me to start. Well, pretty impressive to me to start out this year. Man, they played a really close game, too, against Washington State. Washington State's been pretty good. So that was the one that shocked me the most, was the fact that they made that like a legitimate game. So I'm going to take San Jose minus 6.5 here. See if they can keep things rolling coming off a bye against Nevada. But I'll admit, there's not a lot of analytics or anything that come to this bet. This bet is a lot of vibes. And I think that's going to do it for this week. UCF is 2.5 point favorites over Florida. I am very tempted to take UCF. I think, so that's the last one. UCF minus 2.5. Coming off a tough loss against Colorado, I think they're going to bounce back, and they're probably going to, it's going to be a tough game for the Florida, but I think for both, it's a UCF, Central Florida versus Florida, battle of the Floridas. I think that UCF is going to come out top here, and yeah, like I said, so I've not been impressed with that much by Florida, but we'll see. They have a chance. They had a bye. So they have a chance to prep for 2 weeks against this team, while UCF, like that, coming off a tough loss. So there's a chance for Florida, but nah, give me UCF. Man, to give out all my bets for college, Syracuse plus 6.5, SMU plus 7.5, Mizzou plus 2.5. Going to take money line. Navy minus 10, Navy, Air Force over 35.5. Boston College money line, Army minus 12.5, IU minus 14, Rutgers plus 7.5, plus 7 I think is what it's at now. San Jose minus 6.5, UCF minus 2.5. And I might take Baylor plus 11.5, Purdue plus 14. I don't know. If we're having a great Saturday, might take it. If not, we might lay off. But thank you all for watching. Thanks for the support. Really do appreciate it. Man, crazy that we're already in week 5 and 6 of both these leagues. I mean, a month from now, we're going to be talking about weeks 9 and 10 in the end of November, or end of October going into November. College football playoffs is getting that much closer. I plan on talking about that a little bit next week on Tuesday's episode a little bit. Because I'll admit, I placed a bet on Colorado plus 1,700 to make the college football playoffs, and then or win their conference, and then plus 1,200 to make the college football playoffs. Those numbers are now plus 1,000 to make the playoffs, plus 800 to win their conference. One move 700 odds down, other one move 400 odds down. Big 12, that's been a lot of fun to look at. There's some other leagues that, I mean, you just look around, man. There's a lot of fun going on in some of these conferences. So we're going to talk about that a little bit next week. But like I said, that's for next week. Thanks y'all for watching. Thanks for the support. Really do appreciate it. Everyone, hopefully they enjoy their weekend of chill weather. I can't wait, man. Got a little bit of golfing to do Saturday. And then we got a full week of football to watch. And like I said, there's not as many exciting games this week in college. There's still some fun ones. But, man, next week and the week after, we heating up, baby. Thank y'all for watching. Really do appreciate it. Appearing on my boy Rowan show tomorrow. Feel free to check it out. I'll have the link in the description. Captain by a Hook. To give out a few more college bets along with NFL bets. And, man, let's have a weekend, people.